In a small, peaceful village nestled between tall mountains and rolling green fields, there lived a humble potter named Kiran. Every day, Kiran would sit by his wheel, carefully molding clay into delicate pots, bowls, and vases. His hands moved with precision, and each piece was crafted with patience and skill. Kiran's life was simple yet fulfilled. But one year, the village was struck by a series of calamities. First, a relentless drought dried up the river, making it almost impossible for Kiran to collect the clay he needed. Then, a fierce storm swept through the village, leaving homes shattered and people struggling to rebuild. And lastly, a mysterious illness took hold of the village, claiming the life of Kiran's beloved wife, Sita. These tragedies weighed heavily on Kiran's heart. His once joyful spirit began to fade, and he found it difficult to focus on his craft. The clay, which had always shaped so easily under his hands, now felt heavy and unyielding. One evening, overwhelmed by grief and frustration, Kiran sat before his wheel, staring at a lump of clay that refused to cooperate. In a moment of anger, he threw the clay aside, watching as it hit the ground with a dull thud. Everything was quiet. But as Kiran gazed at the discarded clay, he noticed something unusual. Despite being thrown with force, it had not broken. It remained whole, resilient. Kiran gently picked up the clay and felt its strength and promise. In that moment, a realization dawned upon him. Just like the clay, he too had the power to endure. His spirit, though tested by sorrow and hardship, remained unbroken. With a newfound sense of purpose, Kiran returned to his wheel. He understood now that life's struggles had shaped him, just as he shaped the clay. Though the journey had been painful, it had made him stronger, more resilient. As he worked, Kiran poured his heart and soul into each piece he crafted. His pots and vases became more than just objects. They became symbols of resilience, embodying the story of his own unbreakable spirit. News of Kiran's extraordinary creation spread across the land. People traveled from far and wide to see the pots that seemed to carry within them the essence of an unbreakable soul. They marveled not only at the beauty of his work, but at the strength and determination it represented. Kiran had found a way to thrive, even after the darkest moments of his life. He had learned that life is not defined by the absence of hardship, but by how we rise above it. Remember, no matter how difficult your journey may seem, your spirit is unbreakable. Like Kiran, you have the power to endure, to rise, and to create something beautiful from life's challenges. Your spirit is stronger than you think. Keep going. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, please subscribe to Journey of Serenity.